See if YouTube will be happy, because sometimes it isn't. Nope. There it goes. Let's get the chat going. Alright. Hi, chat. Alright, here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bob Plays Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts on Legendary Difficulty. This is episode 32 of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Are we really on episode 32? Holy shit, we are. Oh, that's right. I shouldn't cuss because in the YouTube... Oh, fuck it. I don't care. Alright, so we are on episode 32 of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and today we are cleaning up loose ends. We got JP hanging out with me in Discord, and we are going to we're going to be continuing liberating Australia. I think that's what the dictators call it. And then also, I kind of think I need more destroyers, because when we eventually go and liberate France from the French, we're going to need probably a crap pile of destroyers. So I'm
What did
thinking...
the French ever do to get jumped on?
They attacked me at one point. And so I think I'm going to... or maybe I attacked them. I don't know. They did something. They and the Brits were trying to beat up on me when I was a little tiny Austro-Hungarian Empire. And now that I'm a not-so-tiny Austro-Hungarian Empire, vengeance will be mine.
Plus, they're always guilty of being French.
They are indeed. So Jan, if you're listening, not that you watch my streams, I'm sorry, man. My best friend is French. Alright, so we're going to make another 100 destroyers. I guess 100 is the maximum we can make. Apparently I shouldn't make 100 destroyers because that's more tonnage than I have the means to deal with. So we're going to make not 100 destroyers. We're going to make 75,000 tons of destroyers. We're going to make 50 destroyers. Yeah. There we go. 75,000 tons of destroyers. And we're going to put these in... Where the hell do I want to put these? These are going to be all, like, for the Mediterranean and for dealing with France. We're going to probably put these in, like, Paul or something. We could put them in England. No, these are going to be, make Irish destroyers. No, let's, where we go? Croatia. We're going to put them in Paula. There we go. And they can just go hang out there. And I don't have... I've got plenty of crew, so I can... Well, I'm going to need more crew when these things get built. So... That's fine. We got lots of money. My guys are all trained, so that's fine. Doing the naval invasion. Alright, I'm up to speed. So, here we go. Liberating Tasmania next turn. So, yeah, no, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just go and work on... I'll take, like, a project home at night, and that way I can go help the guys out at work. I can get some stuff done. Gives me an excuse to stay up playing video games without being irresponsible. Because I'd either be, like, watching movies or whatever. And... no, we're going to continue fighting. And my hope is to, there's my radar rangefinder too, thank you. My hope is to have kind of something sustainable, so even when I get old someday, not that I plan on getting old anytime soon, but when I someday eventually get old, I want to be able to continue, doing comfortably what I'm doing. Guatemala, another place I don't care about. I really don't want to touch the Western Hemisphere at all, because that just seems like a bad idea. And that's just going to be logistically a pain in the butt. There's not a lot over here that I care that much about. I know they have, like, stuff, like Jamaica's 4 billion, but I think we're just going to stick to kind of my zone of stuff. 100% on that, so that's good. It'll take 6 turns. So we're done with the rangefinder. I could keep pushing rangefinder, but I think I'm going to let things stabilize out. I'm going to start working on small guns. I mean, I guess I could just stabilize out all the technologies and not specialize in anything at all. New Jersey wants me to start specializing in big guns and just get big honking guns, which maybe that's not a bad idea. Which I probably will need big honking guns at some point for big honking battleships. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Should I focus on something or just kind of let it stabilize out?
At this point, you've got, I think, all of the specific things that you're going to want for the near future. So
Yeah.
just letting it all go stable will actually make some of those other techs that were way off in the future, 2 years from now, actually arrive faster.
All right, so maybe I'll finish the armor forging and I'll just let them just kind of do their thing. All right, so we can make another 50 destroyers.
Were you going to wait until the armor forging and such got finished before you looked at the battleship?
Yeah. Well, and I'm gonna get my warhammers kind of it'll be the last thing I do. And these guys, I'm gonna put these destroyers in probably Ireland, because I want to sandwich the or England or someplace. I want to sandwich the French between a whole army of destroyers to sort of blockade and screw with their transports. Where is... I don't want southern England. Northeast England. I guess I can just put him in Liverpool or someplace. I thought there'd be, I thought I could put him in Ireland, in Northern Ireland, but I don't see a, unless I have too many ships there and it won't let me. Maybe it's too small of a port.
That may be.
Well, I thought you could build destroyers just about anywhere.
Plymouth there would work.
Granted, it's a crap load of destroyers. I'll just do it in northwest England, is fine. Alright. I'm trying to put them in some place where I'm not going to have a bunch of other ships so I don't just lose them.
Ah.
Alright, so... And then I guess we'll politics a little bit while we're... I'm going to start whittling down the... I want to make the U.S. a little bit happier with me, I think. They're mostly okay. Let's improve the relations. I'm going to start annoying the French here in a little bit also. I don't want to just get them into straight outright war, but I want to kind of get them agitated a bit.
Make fun of their tower that's falling over.
I thought it was Italy that had the tower that's leaning over.
Leaning Tower of Pisa?
Yeah, that's in Italy.
Well, I guess you've already took care of that.
Yeah, I took care of that. It's now the leaning tower of Austro-Hungarian Empire. So it looks like, yeah, me staying away from there keeps the Americans happy. And West Africa, that's not too bad. How am I? 173. It's not wonderful. And I'm not going to be able to take Australia until after this is done, so we'll just let that sit there. I guess we grabbed this place. So we just don't have Singapore.
Wow, that's a small circle for Tasmania.
Well, I'm also zoomed out quite a bit, so it's about right. And then we're not ready with our battleships yet, so we'll just keep going.
Yep, cook a few turns.
I'm trying to think what I need for my Warhammers when I rebuild them. I probably have all the technology I need to rebuild those ships. 15,000-ton heavy cruiser, not bad. English Channel and West Africa. All right.
The heavy cruisers are now bigger than those battleships we were refitting a minute ago.
Yeah. I'm going to take another 10 destroyers to West Africa because I keep losing ships over here. Have you guys kind of park off the coast here. Let's go irritate the French. And respond to this message real quick. My iPhone just doesn't like to charge properly. I've got to jiggle the... There we go. Alright, so... Is there anything in particular that I... Dryer, fire control table... I might as well get this finished before I build more things. The shells... Improved thin wall shell. Oh yeah, we need that before... Yeah, so we need those before I do my light cruisers. So we'll do another turn like that. Because my light cruiser is going to high explosive spam anyway. And the old ones still are using picric acid 1. And I just won't upgrade that because it's really volatile.
You're not exactly worried about flash fires on a DD anyway.
Well, I don't... my DDs are too new. I'm talking about my oldest of the light cruisers.
Oh.
And, oh, Southeast Asia. That's a problem there, isn't it? Alright, so I need to address Southeast Asia. New Zealand. Why, yes, we will send stuff to New Zealand. Oh, I guess New Zealand is independent. Alright. I'm not sure how I'm going to work that, because I've got Tasmania here also. Oh, I've got so many fucking ships. Alright, so I'm gonna
Oh
send...
wow, New Zealand's clear over on the other side of the map.
Yeah, even though it's adjacent, it's just... You can't, Alright, so... So here's 150,000 tons.
How much did you need for...
I need 26,000. So... This is like half of it. But I'm going to send a couple of cruisers also. This is about half the weight, probably. 120... About 150,000. There we go. So that will take care of that in a turn. And then we'll find out sort of how everything works out. I do need to send some destroyers over here to Southeast Asia. Which, I guess I don't have any tonnage in Southeast Asia. Where were you at?
You'll need some in Oceania, too.
He's in the Indonesian Sea, I see. Okay, so we're gonna... What are you... No, I don't want to repair priority. I want you to go to... I'm gonna get you goofballs. Go hunt you down. Alright, so there we go. And... He's in the Arabian Sea. I probably need to send... more destroyers over there.
There weren't any little sneaky British colonies on the, same side of the map as New Zealand. Were there any of those little islands?
Not that I could see. I mean, I'm sure they've got little islands over there, but... yeah, they've got, like, in the South Pacific, and... I don't know if I really want to mess with all this, though. I mean... That's worth less than $1 billion. It's about $1 billion. That's actually kind of a lot. That's not really worth that much. I mean, I could take them all, which, maybe it's worth doing. So control station is done. One more turn on the shells. What's internal protection going to give me? Reinforced bulkheads. I need that. Definitely want that. Alright. And this gives me a chance to kind of finish shoring up some of the other stuff. I probably need to build another 50 destroyers. Oh, it's my dad. I'll be right back.
All right.
Dad often calls me in the middle of the night when he's, if he gets up to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, he'll call me because he knows that I'm usually up late working. And even if I'm asleep, I don't mind it when Dad calls. Alright, so... Sink some transports. Got that stuff. Southeast Asia and West Africa. I probably ought to
Almost
just
be
sell
worth going after all of those little islands if Britain won't surrender after you take Australia,
Yeah,
just to stop them from harassing your convoys. Of course,
yeah,
that's after you successfully got the war with France to keep your economy plump.
yeah. Alright, let's go and increase tension. France just really likes me because I'm kicking the crap out of England, and so they just keep liking me more and more. Which is sort of the opposite of what I'm trying to do. Alright, so we don't need the shells anymore. And we'll just sort of finish the internal protection, and then I think I'll start reworking my light cruisers, at least the older ones. At some point, the British economy is just going to fall apart. I mean, maybe it won't. I don't know.
With the legendary buffs, it may not. About the
Yeah.
only economies I've ever really seen collapse have been Spain, Russia,
Russia's a tough
occasionally the
country to play,
Austro-Hungarian.
also.
It is. It actually is.
I've played a Russia campaign on normal mode, and I did very well. I was thinking of streaming Russia, but I'm sure that I would get some woke lunatic trying to figure out where I live to throw a Molotov cocktail in my window, and then I'd have to shoot them, and then I'd feel a little bit worse than I normally do. And so
But only a little bit, right?
only a little bit. Let's go invade Eastern Australia. I don't know if I'll be going to Brisbane, or I'll go up here to Brisbane. Oh, I can just click on the conquest and see what... Yeah, that's going really well. Now, Russia's a difficult country to play, especially if you keep the monarchy, because it's an absolute monarchy, so the economy grows slowly. And you've got to have fleets up north, over here in the Black Sea, and off on this side in Japan. And they can't really easily support each other because it's easy for your fleets just to get stuck. Your fleet here can get blockaded by Germany. This is your only real area where you can send your fleets out.
And with the way zone of control works for the ships, if Austro-Hungary sticks a ship there in the Bosphorus, you're bottled in the Black Sea.
Yeah. So, no, Russia's a really interesting country to play. What country I wish I could play would be the Ottoman Empire. That would be... Because the Ottomans were super powerful in 1890, and then they just got wrecked.
The Ottomans and the Dutch both need to be made playable countries.
Yeah.
And they've got to do something with how to deal with the minor nations, because some of them are just annoying. Sitting there with all that stuff, and I can't capture it.
Well, yeah, but then you just start going through and just beating up all the minor nations, and it's
Even
crappy
if it was just
weather.
something like you trade some some naval prestige for a 10% chance for the army to start something.
Yeah.
I would roll those dice until I got what I wanted.
Now, I don't know how much I actually want to fight this, because they're going to have I'm not going to be able to see them. It's going to be shitty weather. You know what? It's not worth it. I don't want to go dicking around for destroy. Well, I mean, maybe I could find them.
What is this? 3 out of the last 4 battles have been in storms,
Yeah.
and the other one was in fog.
I really don't want to deal with torpedo spams right now. I think so. We're in bad weather where I can't see the torpedoes. So no, I think I'm gonna avoid the ships. I think. Now, if I'm going up against a big ship, I don't mind so much because I can get in closer. But when I'm fighting the enemy destroyers, I know I've got a longer range. So I think I don't want to deal with the storms. Yeah, probably my next playthrough will be Spain. I've thought about trying to do a China playthrough, but I don't know how much fun that would be. Because I would imagine China's a real difficult country to play, because you gotta be nice to Russia so Russia doesn't eat you. You gotta figure out how to win against Japan.
Yeah, you absolutely have to make nice with Russia, at least until your, army logistics go up.
Yeah. That's a lot of small gun ports. Yeah, I love these old, ridiculous-looking ships. They don't look like ironclads, but they don't look like modern battleships either. And they put the gun turrets in the most asinine locations just because they didn't have a choice because the engines took up so much room. At least I'm assuming the engines took up all that room.
Once I have the game, I'm going to probably start with an American U.S. campaign.
Yeah.
And try to build one of the 7 turret dreadnoughts and put 3 guns in each so it can give a 21-gun salute.
I've never made a 7-gun dreadnought. Let's, I think 5 turrets is the most I've had, but that's because I don't ever use wing turrets because they unbalance the ship, and I just think they're dumb.
Oh yeah, I'm just definitely going to be. It'll either be a 6 centerline hull with 3 guns over 4 for 21 guns, or it'll be 7 centerline turrets. I'm not even sure that's possible. It says it is.
Ooh. Do those finish getting built? Hello. You are being commissioned now. Soon I will have my battleships complete, and that's really nice. Alright, so my internal protections is done. What's the boilers gonna be? Is this anything? Water wall, furnace, boiler. Boiler weight, fuel stuff. You know what? It's anything I can do to make my cruisers as efficient as possible. What's the turret mechanism here? Naval gun barrels 5. Don't really care about that. I could do one. I could just get it though. All right, so what's naval communications? This cryptography. Don't care about that because that'll get applied anyway. All right, so irritate the French, and then what I need to do is all of my cruisers need to start going into port to be repaired. You are destroyers, so I'm not worried about you. Destroyers, destroyers, destroyers. I don't even know if I need to have you guys here right now. They're in the Irish Sea. I probably do. Destroyers and destroyers. Destroyers. Destroyers, destroyers. More destroyers. More destroyers. And all you guys are... So you're just blockading, but... I could probably put these guys away because the British don't even have anything here to do anything about it. But I'll put you guys away later. And... let's have you go attack that destroyer. If you can, please. Thank you. And, alright. One turn, and then I refit light cruisers. Very exciting. And then I send my battleships down to help me take Singapore. Yeah, I've just exploded across the world a lot more than I originally planned to. Originally, I was just going to do Africa and Europe, and just one thing led to another.
They're like potato chips. Once you start eating, you can't stop.
I totally understand the American expansionism now. It's like, well, they looked at me funny. I'll invade.
Hey, those guys touched our boats.
They did touch our boats.
So let's bring them some unhealth care.
Unhealth care. It's probably a good thing that I'm not running the show. I'd be a dick. Alright, let's not have bad weather. Go, good weather. That is a very impressive mustache. Italian, okay.
Yeah, that's not a bad mustache, but I've seen better.
I've never done good with mustaches. I just can't, I can't pull it off. Alright.
Have you ever heard the mustache song from the movie A Thousand Ways to Die in the West?
I have not. Or if I have, it was a long time ago.
Comedy Western is what it was.
Let's kind of group these guys up. Alright, so now they're in a pretty good line. Let's go find these guys. Oh, to answer your earlier question, the reason I only have one torpedo is because I'm required to have a torpedo, and these things are designed to go hunt down and shoot enemy destroyers. The fact that they can take out a battleship is just bonus points. And so I just really wanted a gunboat to take out enemy destroyers, and the odds of me hitting an enemy destroyer with a torpedo is pretty remote. Plus, torpedoes are expensive. Like the 3-barrel torpedo launchers are over like $650,000 a piece.
How about 2 single launchers, one on each side?
I could do something like that, but you know, and I may do a torpedo destroyer later, like for hunting battleships. Granted, I'll probably still end up having to get in close. But the other way I see it is, if with me running these in packs of 10, I got plenty of torpedoes. But yeah, because the single launchers are only about 50,000 a piece, I think. I don't know if I can catch this fool. He might be going faster than me.
If you're interested in a meme name for that torpedo destroyer, we call it the FUD class because it could then be very, very quiet. We are hunting battleships.
Yeah, I just don't know if I'm going to make a torpedo spam. Uh, a torpedo spam ship, though. Because even the battleships are really good at dodging. I am not catching this person at all.
Doesn't look like it.
No. Oh. Alright, let's see what was his fuel. So he had plenty of fuel. And these guys go 34 knots and I go 34 knots. So yeah, we were just... wasn't going to catch him. I might make a fast destroyer. I might make like a 40 knot or 45 knot destroyer, something like that. But I know it'd be like so expensive. I really don't want to deal with like $100 million destroyer.
Oh, you're thinking something like that 45 knot destroyer you made there at the last in the Japanese camp?
Yeah, for exporting and selling to...
Actually, I'm thinking of the one that was like 32,000 tons. Was actually built on a battle cruiser hull.
Yeah. You know, I built that on a battleship. That was like a Dreadnought 2 hull or something, or Dreadnought 3. Yeah, I might do something like that, because that's what my Marauder's supposed to be. I lost some trips in Southeast Asia. Yeah, you know, I'll just start selling you those things.
I have no idea how you got that thing going that fast in the first place.
Lots of engine and lots of money. Alright. One of my friends is feeling sick and is messaging me, so I'm trying to be reassuring and supportive and all that. Alright, so what do we... So we got that over there. What do we have? Did we take... Oh, we took New Zealand. Good job. I mean, I guess I could start omnoming islands, since we're just kind of stuck anyway. I already navally invaded recently. Who do I need to improve relations with? Probably the U.S. I try to keep my relationships at around 80 for the people I like, because if they're too high, they want to ally with me, and then it's a pain in the ass. So I guess I could... You know, I could start taking these islands. I mean, I could at least grab these two. The problem is... Who am I kidding? I'm just going to take them and park destroyers fucking everywhere.
You're going to have destroyers anywhere anyway.
Yeah, so I might as well just do it. Are you guys ready to... Nope, you're not ready to go yet. And then as far as my research goes, the turret's happy. And the boilers are happy, so we're in good shape. What's this maneuver warfare? Oh, these are just naval tactics and training efficiency and stuff I don't really care that much about. Alright, so Here we go. The moment we have all been waiting for. We're going to start with my hunter. My oldest destroyer. My oldest cruiser. My light cruiser.
Well, don't forget you still have a fair number of a lot of the heavy cruisers that are out in actions that will need to come back for their refits.
Yeah, but these guys are in port, and
Okay.
I've got all the technologies ready that I need. Here they are with those big ass 7-inch derp guns on the front. Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to refit this properly because all these little these 3.9-inch guns that I've got. What do I have on here? Yeah, all these little 3.9-inch guns are going to get just dicked over. So I may not actually be able to refit this. I may have to do some really crazy stuff to make this work. So we're gonna see if this is even possible. So let's just kind of see. Because yeah, so
Would coming down to a 2.9 be okay?
well, it's because they so the old guns you could have unarmored gun turrets, but now they're all enclosed gun turrets, and so now they just take up too much physical space. So that's the problem. But that's okay because these. So first off, let's get the basic technologies that we need. We need the Conic 5, Hydro 2, get radar, Gen 2. We're keeping the Picric Acid 1, which is, 200% high explosive shell fire chance. And the Cordite 1, which has the most shell damage. This is a very explodey ship. My flash fire chance on this is probably through the roof. Flash fire chance only 25.1%. That's not bad. All right, so then on the we're gonna do incendiary rounds for the high explosive, and we're gonna do semi-armor piercing for the big ones because we're just gonna be lighting things on fire. Going super heavy shells.
Oh dear Lord.
And enhanced is still the best we got. We're gonna go Crump 4. So right now our high explosive damage is plus 772%.
Wow.
I know, right? That's pretty bad.
What's your Barbette armor at?
Probably bad. I got Barbette 3, which is probably good enough. Alright, so what I'm going to do is so these 7 inches are Mark 3, and these 6 inches are Mark 3. Now I could actually keep these. So the 6-inch Mark 3 has a range of 12.5 kilometers, and this has a range of 16 kilometers. So, and for some reason these gun turrets still work.
We don't ask how, we just accept it.
We just accept it. So we're going to go to double turrets. And so we just doubled the number of guns. Now back here in the back, now the secondary guns, so we got these 3.9s. I can go to double-barreled guns. Or what I could do, so I really want to be able to fit a gun here, but I don't think I can anymore. And so what I think I'm going to, well, let's if we go to geared turbines 2, what happens when I go to 28 knots? I guess gets pretty heavy. Oh yeah, what about my armor? Let's max out the armor, which is not going to be great. Oh, you know what I can do? I can go Citadel 3. I go Citadel 4, Turtleback. And now this makes me tankier. But I've got to do something about all this forward weight. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking of taking out this here. And I'm going to put you... Oh, I can't put you back there. That's annoying.
You see right behind the funnels where you've got that single tiny barbette center line? Yeah, that one right there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you move that out to the sides of the ship and mirror it?
No, it wouldn't let me. What I can do is I can put this over here. Oh, secondary guns. So I can put these back here like this. Although realistically, it was probably better when I had this tower. It's probably better for me to put the tower here. No, I remember why I was going to do this. I would have put this here. And then put the barbette there. Have my secondary gun here. And then I could take you and try and scoot you back, but it's not really... That's not really helping my... That's not really helping me much. Just makes my citadel bigger, probably.
Thought the Citadel only took in. Oh, I guess you're right. It takes into account the engine space, doesn't it?
Yeah. Because if I put this back here, I've got better angle on this gun, but doesn't make that big of a difference. Because even if I put a... When I could put like a small 2-inch gun here or something, if I wanted some extra... Oh wait, I wonder if I could do a... There's not enough room for this, is there? No. Yeah, there's just not enough room for that gun.
What if you have the two funnels slid all the way forward? Just for a moment there, when the barrels were pointed out away from the ship, that gun actually fit as a mirrored gun.
Yeah, I could do it like that, but that's not a great...
Well, I'm thinking that would also help with the foreweight if you slid the funnels forward first.
Well, I can also try and do some aft belt stuff. Maybe I could put this here, put a...
That's not a great firing arc, is it?
Not really. It was almost better to... That's a 4-way to 3.9. If I put you back here... 4-way to 3.8... That's a little... 3.6. That's not... That's a little bit less bad. I could do something like that.
What size is that gun between the turrets?
These are 2 inches. I could try to...
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of
I
there
could tr
by.
I could try to jack up their size. Well, now I'm overweight. What do I want to do to rectify some of this? So that perfectly balances it. But now I've got... I've got too much weight. I go natural boilers, but now I don't have enough. $3.15. So I could do something like this. I don't really want to cut... I mean, I could cut some of these gun turrets off, but I don't...
Cutting the 7.9s would have the biggest effect for the smallest change.
Yeah, no, that's... Well, I could cut down the 2-inch guns, but then it unbalances the ship.
Cutting the 7.9s would probably do that as well.
Yeah. I mean, I could take those down to... down to 6-inch. No, I really like this. I just need to cut off about 60 tons. And I don't want to strip armor. I don't want to strip the firepower. I could always go to Citadel 3, which fixes it. But Turtleback gives me 15% resistance. Much better.
How many holes is it?
Oh, that's interesting. Citadel 4 has a worse ammo detonation chance than Citadel 3. All right, we'll just leave Citadel 3 because that's the best we're gonna have for right now. But it's still balanced, and then we're gonna. I don't. If I increase the barrel length of this, will it unbalance the ship? No, it will not. And then I just jacked up the there we go. I stripped down the armor just a little bit. I've got maximum length on my guns for maximum range. So the 7.9s have a 17-kilometer high explosive range, which is not bad.
Yeah, you picked up 2 extra kilometers there.
Yeah, the 3.9s have 11, and the 2.9s have a 13, which... whatever. Alright, this is good enough. I think this is...
Indeed.
This is very good enough for an old-ass ship with those big old derpy 7-inch guns on the front.
Yeah, the enemy will laugh at it right up until it starts hitting them with shells.
Yeah, the problem is these are slow. They're only 27 knots. But it's all right.
They've got an 11,500 kilometer range, and they're sporting maximum bulkheads. So
yeah. You know, they're only 27 knots, so I can't really catch light cruisers anymore, but anybody dumb enough to attack me, I think they'll be good against, they'll still be okay against heavy cruisers in packs. Or I may end up using these as just escort ships or just general nuisance.
at 700 times damage, from those 7.9s, yeah, a cruiser will notice that.
Yeah, that's my thought. Alright, so these hunters... So the old hunters... We will delete you. Boop. And... Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. I only have 5 of these still remaining. Oh, I think because most of them are probably out to sea. Alright, so let's go refit you. Alright, so now my border patrol ships. Here we go. These are good ships. They're going to be even better now that I can double up the gun turrets. I'll end up stripping off a lot of these little secondary guns on the side. I won't have room for them. And these guys ideally need to... Holy shit, yeah, they just... All these encased turrets are now just too chunky.
Wow, the whole ship turned red.
Yeah, they're a little bit chunky there. But that's okay. We're going to switch out. Let's see. So I could go Mark 4. We're going to do a little experiment here, because we got Mark 4 4-inch guns or Mark 3 6-inch guns. So if I put a Mark 4 4-inch gun up front, and I compare it with a Mark 3 6-inch.
Will the 6s even fit on that barbette?
Yeah. Alright, so let's... Some of the stuff's a little upset. Alright, so I guess I'm just going to go and quickly set all of my stuff. I'm going to go incendiary and semi armor. I mean, I could do... No, they're just going to burn stuff down.
Are you going nose fuse?
No, I'm going incendiary, high explosive, just for maximum fire. I could go high capacity, but you know, the incendiary gives I've got plus you know, plus 804. Or if I go high capacity, this puts me to plus 891. Which maybe I go... Maybe I'll do that, because these are big enough guns they can hit things. So, the 4.9s have a range of 13 kilometers, the 6s have a range of 20. Okay, we're going... Now, I'm not sure what this error border is talking about, because I don't see anything that's really mad. Alright, I was mad about that secondary gun. Alright, so... Alright, so we've got the main thing, which is my 6.9s set up. And they're currently the only gun I have. I've got some empty barbettes, and so now the question is, do I try to... I could try to stack on some secondary guns, or I could try to make these things go faster. They're going 28. If I make them go 29, they're now $70 million. Go 30. They're already running forced boilers, which I could take off some of these empty barbettes instead of putting guns on them. But I could put some secondary guns on these things. Or I could try to add another funnel and make him go faster.
Only 94% energy efficiency.
Well, this is going 30 knots. Normally they were going 28. But I think catching stuff is probably more important than a couple of extra little guns here. And so what I'm inclined to do... Oh, I can't keep you... Well, that sucks. Alright, so... I guess you have to... and you can't go forward anymore. Oh, so you're really just stuck there, and I can't fit another funnel in unless I move this funnel up. Take the enhanced funnel.
Can you turn the main tower 180 degrees?
No, it won't let me do that. Oh, there we go. Now I've got plenty of... Let's put you down to balanced. There we go. So now I can go 30 knots by adding another tunnel or funnel. Because this is a... I wish you would tell me what kind of damn funnel you are. That's an enhanced, that's an enhanced, and that's an enhanced. Alright, so... How come I can't have the barbette down here anymore like I had before?
Because it needs to have one of those little square ones on there
I could
to
put it,
trick it.
yeah,
Oh wait, that was a good idea.
I could put a torpedo there if I wanted. That might be something I'd consider. Um, I should probably use the 2.9s. Just because they're going to be a little bit smaller. But I'm not going to be able to... Damn, I can't put a... I can't put anything here. Alright, I guess what I'll do is I'll take this off and see if I can put a... I can put a barbette. And then I can go... put you on. There we go. So that gives me some semblance of a secondary gun. This is front tower 5. That's the best front tower I've got. And then my aft weight is kind of high, so we'll do... There. Oh, damn it. If I scooch that up and... No, it doesn't care. Oh, wait, if I do the aft weight there and I scoot you back... You know what I could do? I could put 2 of you right there. And that still causes me the same problem.
Looks like point one is you're going to be your best.
I'm going to do that. There we go. Perfect. Just have to be patient and tweak it all. Now the problem, I don't have a lot of secondary guns now, but I don't know how important that is. I've got the primary guns, I've got the double barrel, so I didn't really lose that much. I don't want to put on casemates. I mean, I could, but they don't really add to much of anything. There's not really anything up here I want to... I think this is probably about as good as it's going to get, and then we'll just start adding... Oh, I was going to add... Oh, crap, this is Citadel 2. I was going to add Citadel 3, but I don't know if I have enough tonnage to do that. That's going to probably unbalance me if I do. That... yeah, that's gonna really... That might have been a big mistake. That may have been a big damn mistake. But I can go with induced boilers instead of balanced, and we're still okay. It doesn't change my... Oh, that changed my forward weight offset. Damn it. How do I... No, there's no armor on those. That adds a lot of tonnage. How much? 17, 10. It doesn't really add that much. I mean, I probably ought to just not worry about it, because I've got the extra Citadel stuff. This is... But it's annoying, because I really want it to be perfect. So I had it perfect, then I changed the Citadel to make it tougher. Which kind of serves me right. Yeah, I can't adjust that. Woof. That adds a lot of forward weight. I think this is probably as good as I'm gonna... Probably as good as I'm gonna get it. Alright, I yield. Unless I can scooch this thing forward a little bit. But then it screws that up and I have to go redo all of this. That's right. Alright, so let's... Then my secondary... No, but now it's forward 2. Because I'll put that back there. I'm probably nitpicking too much on this. But this is the secret for how I get my ships so good, is I just really kind of nitpick to balance them out. And this is still pretty well balanced, you know, given what it is. And it's going freaking 30 knots now, which is pretty nice. If I were to increase that, I'm at negative 3.42. If I were to, I could increase the drought and, well, isn't that interesting? I could make a little bit, shit, now it's 100,000, or negative 3.42. That added 20 million to it, although that'll give it more floatability and more range. So it's 16,800, 23,000. I don't know. What do you think? Is that worth the extra 20 million for an extra
Absolutely.
4,000, 5,000 kilometer range, about 4,000 kilometer range?
Absolutely, because it also made your weight offset at a 0.4, which is balanceable, should be balanceable by a little armor adjusting.
Yeah, it's there we go. So there's that. Alright, so there we go. We adjusted the armor. Now we're to 0.1, which is not perfect, but I don't think I'm going to be getting any... Oh, wait, maybe... No, I can't tweak it. I think this is as good as I'm going to get it. Yeah, because the extra range improves my power projection, right? And it gives me more floatability. So, I guess this is good enough. Oh, wait, I can... I gotta deal with the 10 tons that,
Isn't it strange how sometimes when you're right on spot on weight, it's okay with it, and other times when you're spot on weight, it's not?
Yeah, because it's calculating by fractions. I think this is as good as I'm going to get it. I mean, I've gained 2 knots, and I've gained 5,000 kilometers. And so this will be very good for just patrolling and harassing things. So let me save that, and then I will be right back. Watch out, doggy. Watch out, doggy dog. Oh, sweet. Alright. I'm back. So, yeah, these guys are expensive, but they're good ships. I don't usually lose them either. Gotta poke this laptop real fast.
When I started watching this game, I didn't like the early eras. Game. But now after I've watched it and absorbed it for a while, I'm finding I really do enjoy these early hull builds.
Oh, I love the early, yeah, I
the
love the early game the best.
the late game just becomes a set at 40 kilometers and shell each other with huge guns.
Yeah, I was totally feeling the same way at first, and then I just fell in love with the old ships, and it's more personal. And all right, here we go. Let's refit. I don't have that many of these guys.
And then, well, some might be at sea, but
Well,
it's the challenge.
most of them are at sea. Yeah.
How long can you keep, a 1890 hull viable? It's a challenge.
Yep. All right, so the lawnmower is my next light cruiser. I don't know if people like watching the ship upgrade parts or not. I know it's kind of technical and tedious.
Some people do, some don't. You probably more don't than do, but it's got to be done.
Yeah, with the edited videos, a lot of times I'll pre-design it and I'll just kind of go through it.
Yeah, just a little touch over after you're all done.
Yeah.
Here's what I did, not showing, the 10 minutes of trying to get that one 3.2-inch gun, to sit just right to balance.
Yeah. All right, let's see how screwed up this is when... Oh, this actually works out okay. All right, so...
Well, that's already got a lot of barrels.
Yeah, this one's my newest light cruiser. So I just need to add radar and hydro to it, and everything else is basically ready to go. Go super heavy shells.
Maybe take the speed up a little bit if the engines allow it.
Yeah, if I can. I kind of want to give it better citadel. And this doesn't have a long range either, because this one's intended for just parking into an enemy port and being naughty.
I don't remember where I heard it, but somebody said that light cruisers actually have the biggest bonus for triggering port strikes of all of the ships.
It wouldn't surprise me. Let's go and see if we can jack up the armor. Whoops. Guess not. So this has a lot of 4-weight. And
It's point two off, and you said that's got a lot of four weight. I know a lot of people would just look at that going, hey, that's great.
yeah, I'm not a lot of. I'm very picky about my.
You love that number to be a zero. That's the only one that makes you happy.
Yeah, I mean it's. I'm a little bit on the heavy side also. Can I go natural? Oh, I can go natural boilers. I lose smoke interference this way also, and the engine doesn't vibrate as much. That's great. Now I've got some extra 4-weight. There we go. That's less bad. Let's see here. What can I... Actually, let's get some inner... Let's get some more inner belt.
That is a lot of barrels.
That's the idea. Alright, so now let's see if I can fix... I need to get the... And now there's too much 4-weight. That aft weight's too much now, so let's see if I can take you back. Not quite that far. There we go. See, that is perfect now. Why settle for 0.1 or 0.2 when you can have a 0? Because 0 is the proper number.
You are absolutely correct.
How can I make the... I think we're going to do that. I can't get that last little... There we go. Add a little bit of barbette, and now it is perfect. So here's my border patrol. I probably could have... Well, these are casemate guns. Those are just there for balance anyway, so... Because this thing's a little bit front heavy. Alright, here we go.
Perfection.
Well, just about.
It's actually, it's 2,500 tons bigger and $8 million less.
Well, this doesn't go... This only goes 27 knots. The other one's going 30. And
Yeah.
this has a short range. This is just sit off your coast and... There's a blockade ship.
Area denial vessel.
Yeah. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, New Jersey just about had kittens when he saw how many barrels this thing had. Because when he first started watching, he was all about having a small number of just big, awesome ships. And I was like, I love light cruisers. And he's like, why? Get big battleships. And then he sees the crazy stuff I'm doing with the light cruisers. Like, oh my god, what are you doing with a light cruiser? How is that even possible?
Yeah, I feel what he's feeling there, because I thought the same thing about the early quote unquote protected cruisers. I thought they were just the worst things in the game.
The protected cruisers can be kind of rough. So I totally feel that. Alright, here we go. Let's refit. I've got 150, it'd be 250,000. Boom! Here we go. Alright, so I need lots more crew because I made another 100 destroyers. So this is all going along okay. And then as far as my remaining ships, I think the only remaining ships are these people out here who they're busy working. And these guys are busy working, so I can't really take the time to put them into port, but that's okay.
So that was the last of the cruiser designs that.
I think so. Yeah, I think. Yeah, those are the last of my cruisers, and then so all that I have left are my Marauders and the Warhammers, which are my newest battleships, even though they're kind of old. Let's check out the research. I could try to push through. Bigger guns for the, I mean, I've got Mark III 14-inch guns, which means I could jack them up to 14.9s, and that might be okay. And maybe in the late game, maybe I ought to just do something with big guns just to deal with their stuff.
It's funny. I think the AI actually does better with big guns than players do. They just can't seem to get the accuracy.
I've had, like in that Japanese campaign, my Marauders had just stupid accuracy on there. I think they were 13.
Yeah, but they weren't 20-inch guns.
Yeah, no, they were like 13.9s.
Uh-huh. That's what I'm saying. The AI does better with accuracy on the really big guns than the players do.
Oh, I don't know, because if anything has a gun that's too big and scary, I murder them with light cruisers. Although these light cruisers are getting a little bit too expensive, so I'm gonna make maybe at some point I'm gonna make a torpedo, like a torpedo carrier, and I'm gonna call it the Aloha Snack Bar, and just have them do kamikaze runs.
It's Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah, but I'm not going to offend as many people with that.
True. Very true.
Yeah, we're just going to go a turn. And, alright, here we go. We have a little snack bar at my computer store, and originally I was going to call it the Aloha Snack Bar, and my buddy, who's a big Star Wars fan, had pointed out that we don't want somebody blowing up the store, so he changed it to the Admiral Snack Bar, and he has a little Star Wars theme going on now.
But, yeah, but you know where it really went.
Yeah, well, they were. There's a meme I saw. I probably shouldn't post it, but I probably will. It was. I sent it to my dad. He's. I'm gonna Discord it to you. Let me see if I can do it privately, so I don't. I don't want to get like banned on YouTube for sending you this. Let's see here if I can find it. If you're an awful person, you'll appreciate this. There you go. Go check your private messages.
I'm looking at it right now.
So, these guys go 34, I go 34. I bet they're going to run away from me.
That's a very good question.
It really kind of is, right? You know, why is one accepted and not the other? But he does raise a good point that nuns don't randomly explode.
Well, neither do the other ones. There's nothing random about it.
That's a good point. The first time I heard that joke, it was somebody commenting how come nuns don't get frisked by TSA at the airport.
Right. Because nuns don't randomly explode.
I mean, they might actually. I mean, all right. So let's.
Oh, I'm a terrible person, and I know exactly which one of my friends I'm sending that to.
There we go. See. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I probably need to make a faster destroyer, because if they're going 34 knots and I'm going 34 knots, it's going to be a really boring chase.
When you shut down the stream tonight, and it's just us in the Discord, we're not broadcasting to YouTube, remind me to tell you a story about what happened at my buddy's place a couple of weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know quite how far I can push it on stream or not.
Some of the stuff that I know streamers don't worry so much about cursing. Any kind of hate speech will probably get a streamer in trouble.
Yeah.
But you know, cursing doesn't seem to raise any flags. What's crazy is if you have any music at all, even music from the game, you can be flagged and demonetized on an episode.
Well, I'm not monetized anyway. I just do this for fun. So, one of the nice
Right.
things is that, unlike most streamers, because I own my own business and I make my own money, and this is just for fun. I mean, look, maybe at some point, I was talking to my dad that maybe at some point when I retire, then maybe I'll monetize the channel. I'll be like 80 years old playing video games. You know, just
Which is just a wonderful image.
yeah. And
Brother Monroe did a Star Spangled Banner cover on one of those little plastic saxophones that you buy for the 3-year-olds. And his when he did it, that episode got flagged, saying that it was a improper use of a version of the Star Spangled Banner done by some Philharmonic orchestra from the East Coast.
well, there's law firms that deliberately do a lot of just cause a lot of trouble. You know, where they just look for stuff. Like, I'm in a lawsuit with the Associated Press over a picture I used for about 3 seconds on a video that 13 people watched 3 years ago. Just because a friend of mine, an autistic friend of mine, asked me to explain what was going on in Russia. And I have kind of this thing where, yes, a gaming channel, but if enough people ask me enough things, I'll make a video explaining it, just, you know, just for fun.
Right.
Like that article that I sent to New Jersey. Enough people asked me the same thing over and over again that I got the hiccups. It was just easier for me to write down my thoughts, and yeah, he got away. And this way, I don't have to keep explaining things over and over again. I already have like everything kind of my thoughts focused. I've got a uh, I've got a YouTube playlist called "Don't Be Someone Else's Bitch," where I do just
I
kind of like,
saw it.
yeah, I've got some funny stuff in there, but like I'll get into some more serious topics, like sort of my philosophy on fighting. When is it a friendly duel or a sporting event, and when is it a street fight or when is it a war, and what are the rules, when you're doing such, and or I'll talk about economics with my dad and things like that, which I know it probably doesn't help me build the channel that I do so many just random things. I need to go post a bunch of videos. I have a bunch of videos from when I was in Istanbul recently. I just haven't had the energy to go and edit through them and get everything all ready. And some of the stuff, I just won't post. Like I'd done a bunch of video about some traveling through Russia, and then I get back and like a month later the war starts. So I'm like, well, shit, I probably shouldn't post all this stuff.
Yeah, because that got real hot button real quick.
Yeah, well, the problem that I see is that you have a lot of well-meaning people who are dumb or easily manipulated by a bunch of not so well-meaning people who are making a lot of money from other people's deaths.
Yep.
And because a lot of these conflicts are just bullshit, but all the right people are making a lot of money. And so I have a whole bunch of unpopular opinions about a lot of things. Just because I've been to places and I've seen things and I've talked to people, and I'm sure you have too. If you're Because what are you, like, in your 50s or something? You said.
Yeah, I'm almost 60, but
Yeah.
farthest I've only time I've ever been out of the country is to Canada.
I don't know if I'd go to Canada these days. They've gone kind of full commie on a lot of things.
Well, it was 40 years ago.
Oh yeah, back when they were still Diet America.
Exactly.
All right, I don't know what island I'm close to. All right, so I am close to Vanuatu.
Vanuatu.
Vanuatu, yeah, Vanuatu. That sounds like some sort of like mystical incantation. All right,
Or
let's
a
go.
potential venereal disease.
That could be. Let's go take away Vanuatu. There we go.
You're going to be a 1 month travel to any of these. So
Yeah, pretty much. But if I take over the country that I'm already at, then it ticks off a month. It counts a month towards the invasion already.
ah,
So,
so who's next then?
um, so then the next thing I need to
After
do probably is I probably need to rebuild these Marauders. I've been holding off doing it, but I'm going to do the Marauders first, then I'll do the Warhammers later. Because I haven't...
You might want to save the very last British island, and then just sit the battleships that you sent over to help with Singapore right off of them, and then get all of the cruisers back into port so you can get that refit done.
Yeah.
Before you lose the war bonus.
Well, I'll probably be at war with France before I... Because I'm not
Before that
taking...
happens.
Because I'm not taking Canada. And I'm not going to take any of the Caribbean, because I don't want to deal with any of that. I don't want to be close to the U.S. and piss them off.
There's British stuff in the Caribbean?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, there's a few things there. So, this Marauder, this is going to be tricky, because this is supposed to be my super fast pocket battleship that would chase shit down, and it didn't quite live up to that expectation. I was hoping it could hunt down battleships also. Ooh, this is gonna be a real mess.
Did
All
you
right.
have all of the engine techs when you built it at first?
No, no. I built it a little bit earlier than I normally would have. So let's go.
Oh yeah, it's all mad.
Yeah, it's not too happy about this stuff. I mean, I'm gonna take these turrets out anyway, and I mean it's going 29, which is pretty good. But these 10.9-inch guns are just too small, and
Go for the old favorite of 13.9.
yeah, or 14.9. But these are I don't know if I have enough tonnage though. Is the thing, because these are gonna be
Oh yeah,
like
that is a small hull, isn't it?
yeah. I mean I can go a dual.
Those are some of the longest barrels I think I've ever seen on secondaries.
Yeah, they're pretty long. What I probably ought to do is take some of these off and let's take you off. I think these are not tall enough to make it over the other gun. I think that's the problem.
I think you're right.
So I think I need a medium barbette. Let's get this medium one here. I have to probably put you. Let me get you set up and then I'll back you up a bit.
Why go for a taller barbette on the rear? Are you trying for four turrets?
Well, I was hoping to put secondaries underneath, and this way it gets a better. It doesn't get blocked by the side guns. But
Ah,
I think that because what I'd really like to do, honestly, I think I'm gonna go. We're gonna go back to the tens. Or let's take the main guns off for just a moment and go back to my original loadout and let's see what. I can't go 35 because that makes it too heavy. 34,
I'm gonna
33.
you two probably be about your cap.
I go natural boilers and save a little bit of weight. I could strip on the armor some. It doesn't really make that big of a difference, actually. What the fuck? So if I go with 10 inches of armor, it's... Oh, it's 18,752. If I go 15 inches of armor, that's only 400... It's like 450 tons.
That's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell? I mean, so I can make this go... I've got it going 33. The problem is this doesn't have the punch to hurt enemy battleships, really. I mean, these weigh quite a bit. So I'm going to get rid of those. So if I go... So right now the 10-inch guns are Mark IV. So if I go with a... I could go with a triple barrel 10-inch gun. And it's too... it doesn't fit. Okay. So if I were to compare that to an 11, let's say...
You need a taller barbell for that to fit under.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and... I probably really... Yeah, I need this medium barbette here. Except it didn't stick. Alright. And I think what we're gonna stick with the 10-inch guns. And I'm just gonna go triple barrel because these are the Mark IVs, and these are gonna be presumably better. Yeah, because this only weighs 38 tons, so I might as well... Oh, that's too heavy. $100 tons. I really don't want to slow... I mean, 33 knots is great. I can't catch destroyers, but there's some light cruisers I could catch with this. I mean, I could go 32 knots. 31 knots.
That'll catch any battleship out there right now.
Well, I don't want to catch battleships with this thing. I mean, the other option is I go slower and jack up the range. Yeah, now we're back down to 29 knots, which I really...
That's too slow.
So I think I keep the range short, because that's 1,000 tons of fuel right there. I don't want to drop the armor, because I need that just to survive. 31 knots may be where I have to go. I was going to put this up on a... I'm going to put this up on a barbette, because I want to be able to put secondary guns underneath and not have it interfere. And then as far as my secondaries go, the 4-inchers are the Mark IV. Oh, let's go super heavy. And let's go high capacity, and there we go. So I can go with the Dunite, which has the better penetration, but it's a little bit splody. Or TNT2, which I think is probably just, I think that's just better. And I think we're going to go tube powder just to, so I don't want to be so splody. So we're going to play it a little bit on the safe side. And
how does having TNT2 affect your hull weight? I don't understand that.
so because it's more stable, um, uh, my guess is that because it's more stable, it doesn't need as much protective bulkheads for storage. Would be my guess for the reasoning.
Sense, and it sure is a, even 1.5% off of your whole weight is nice.
I can't fit this right here. Oh, I can do it like that. Please don't lock up on me while I'm trying to place gun barrels. There we go. So that gives me a little bit there. And these little barbettes. I'll put those like that. And let's go with some 2-inchers. Or maybe I ought to go 3s. No, the 3s take up more space with the weird targeting things. So that's perfectly balanced, but I could fit... I kind of want to put... It's just not letting me put anything here, is it? That sucks. I could put another triple barrel 2-inch over here. Ah, screw it. We're gonna... I'm just gonna leave it like this. Now, what has poor firing arcs? You guys should all be good, unless those are gonna not turn properly. So I've got this going 31. That's probably as good as I'm gonna get it. Oh, I didn't upgrade the Citadel. Shit.
Oh crap!
I mean, I'm not gonna be fighting heavy ships with this thing. This is gonna be hunting down. This is gonna be hunting down light cruisers, basically.
And it's got 15 inches of belt armor, right?
Yeah, so it should be okay.
Earmark the Citadel for the next refit.
Yeah. And it's got, the balance and everything is kind of where I want it to be. So I think this is probably good enough. It's got more gun barrels, it goes faster, it'll hunt down cruisers, and because what I originally wanted to do with these, I wanted to have longer range. It's probably just too small of a ship. Was I wanted to put these in various ports in command of like light cruisers just to go and chase stuff down, but I've just been using them as. I mean, these things are only 20,000 tons though. I think the Marauder that I had in the Japanese campaign was like 35. So,
32, I think.
32, yeah, it's definitely bigger.
Yeah, and the way the AI armors their ships in vanilla, don't be surprised if those 10-inch super heavy shells don't wreck battleships when they get forced into combat.
Yeah, well, and I also did the high capacity, high explosive shells, so it should hit pretty hard. The problem is I just can't sustain. Like, if I have a fleet of these guys, I can jump a battleship and beat it down. But I don't want to.
You can't take 16-inch hits back.
No, not really. That'd be a bad day. I mean, there's a lot of things that are going to give me a bad day. At some point, I may have to restart the game a little. I mean, we gained 2 knots. I mean, this isn't bad.
I thought it was 27 to start with.
No, it was 20. It was 29. 20,
okay.
40, 60, 80. Oh, I don't. 280. That's about 300. Let's do that. And then let me just double check and make sure. No, I can't do one more. Oh, I could do a border patrol ship.
Are the Marauders all back in England?
A lot of, yeah, they're all kind of up there. But this will get stuff refitted pretty quick, and then the last ones to get refitted are going to be the Warhammers. You know, my big battleships, or my Dreadnoughts. Because I'm going to lean on those for killing French battleships. I don't know why I'm bothering. My torpedo boats are just too slow to catch them. I mean, we're matching speed. That's just not going to fly. But if I go any faster, it's going to start just jacking up the price really big. What I'll probably do is once I see how fast the French ships go, then I'll make a fast destroyer. You know, like a 40-knot destroyer, just for chasing down enemy destroyers, and I'll just be careful with them.
I am racking my brain trying to remember what those little 20 or 25-ton mechs were that were just blisteringly fast. They went like 14 or 15.
The Locust goes 8. What's it? 812, I think.
Yeah, but there was something that was even faster.
There was there's a Flea, but I think that was about this. Those were 20 tons, I think. And it depends on which era. You know, like in the 3025 starter games, you can't really get something up to 14 without just stripping it down. And the Locust is already pretty stripped down.
Yeah.
You know, once you get into the 3050s and you have the XL engines and stuff like that, or Clan Tech, you can start doing crazy things.
Or if you were willing to use the land air mechs.
Yeah.
I absolutely adored those things.
My one of my buddies, Mad Dog, he hangs out in Discord sometimes. One of my buddies from college, he had a land air mech that he called Santa Claus. It basically just had a mace, and he would just fly up to people really fast and then just smack them, and go for that 1 in 6 chance to get the headshot.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking of live streaming Mega Mech. One of the things that I've run a BattleTech game before where I'll use Mega Mech and I'll just run a campaign, and people can, you know, log in and everybody share the battle maps and screens and all that stuff. And so we used to do that back at the height of COVID when everybody was just all sitting at home, and a lot of my friends in various places had nothing to do. I'm surprised how many views my live streams are getting. I mean, there's not like a lot of views, but I'm looking back and I see like 35 views. But I wonder if somebody logs in, then logs out, and then comes back in and comes back out, that probably counts as independent views, even though it's the same person. Maybe that's all it is.
You'd have to look and see how many of your statistics, and see how many people actually watched at least a significant portion of the video.
Yeah, probably not that many would be my guess. So I need stuff in the English channel. Tonga. I don't know where Tonga is, but sure, we will attack Tonga. I have no clue where Tonga is. So I guess I need...
want to say South Pacific, but that's all I got.
Yeah.
And it probably needs, what, 4,000 tons?
Yeah. Well, it didn't seem like it was going to be a naval invasion. I think it's a land thing, so I don't know. Alright, so you guys...
Sure island.
You guys are going to head down...
There it is.
Where's Tonga?
Oh, I thought that was it, where you were looking at the invasion circle there.
No, I'm trying to bring... I'm going to bring these battleships down this way. 4 turns? Okay, that's fine. After I take Singapore, then I'll probably start repairing the ships.
Okay, Google says Tonga is an island in Oceania. south of Samoa. It is northeast of New Zealand.
Okay.
Not very far.
I guess we'll see if... Tonga, here it is, right there. Well, it didn't give me a naval invasion or conquest, so I don't think it's going to happen.
That is so weird how sometimes it offers it to you and then it doesn't fire.
Yeah. Well, I figure it's like, a lot of our military escapades where, it just, they have the wrong general, and they just kind of fuck it up. That'd be my guess.
It just goes foobar all of a sudden.
Yeah. I mean, when I talk to any of my friends who have been in the military or my brother, they have so many stories about commanding officers being just dumb.
A buddy of mine who was very into military stuff always made the joke about the second most dangerous thing in the world is a second lieutenant with a map and a compass.
Yeah.
And the first most dangerous thing in the world is a colonel with a desk and a phone.
When my brother was deployed, fortunately, his lieutenant was pretty novice and was smart enough to listen to him. And so,
he had one of the good ones.
Yeah. Plus, he had my brother had kind of a unique approach to dealing with Iraq. He just called in airstrikes for everything because he figured he paid his taxes, so he might as well put his tax dollars to work. So, I mean, I'm sure Paul had a lot of hairy situations. He doesn't.
He got home, didn't he?
Oh yeah. Nobody got too badly hurt either. He took care of all of his guys. So no, he's a bona fide.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, he's a bona fide badass.
Airstrikes for the win.
Yeah.
Anything worth killing is worth overkilling.
Yeah. There's that World War II joke about how do you identify, if you come across an unknown unit, how do you identify them? And so the joke is you fire a couple shots and wait and see what happens. If they return fire with concentrated machine gun fire, they're German. If they return fire with accurate rifle fire, they're British. If nothing happens for 5 minutes and then your position gets obliterated by artillery and airstrikes, then they're American.
Yep.
And that's a beat up looking ship.
Have you heard about the Rapid Dragon?
No, what's that?
Probably the most expensive way to perform overkill in modern warfare.
Is that the multiple barreled gun system that has a bunch of preloaded shots and it just hit a button and everything just fires all at once?
No, that is Metal Storm. That's
Okay.
Australian paceless magnetically firing super guns. No, you put cruise missiles in cargo pallets.
Oh, I heard about that. You just drop them out the back. You just YOLO them out the back of off a C-130 transport or something.
Yes, and the biggest transports, I forget which one the big one is, but the big one can carry 3 pallets of 9 missiles per pallet. So it can dump 27 of these missiles in a single go that will travel 600 miles and fly into the enemy's shirt pocket.
That doesn't surprise me.
And somebody did the math. The fat electrician did the math, and he said that was 45,000 or 4,500 years of that loadmaster's salary. He just pushed out the back.
Yeah, probably. There you go, send these destroyers over here and add some tonnage, because this is, suddenly I don't have enough tonnage for that. Oh, you know what I could also do is I have, these schmucks.
Where's the battleships that were coming over to help with Singapore?
They're slow. There's still 3 turns out.
How many turns left on the invasion?
3. Let's see here. So I'm going to go grab Fiji, I think. Because it's Fiji. I might as well.
And it's the 4 turns, so you'll be able to get back in 1 turn.
Yeah, so let's go. Oh, wow, Fiji, Oh, there's... What are these other islands here? Fiji's apparently a pretty big, big place. Where's the... Oh, these are the Eastern Gilbert Islands up here. So it's like $1 billion a turn, and these are $1 billion a turn, and Fiji's $1 billion a turn. So the question is, do I... You know, these only need... a little bit of ship. And I could always send some of these guys back to Australia just to make sure that we get them. And then I could send, I could do like Napari or something like that. Is it worth grabbing all these? This is all South Pacific, so I guess I have to defend it anyway. So, yeah, fuck it. We'll get, this just because it's small. And then what I'll do is, since you only need 4,000 tons and I've got a lot of stuff, I'm going to send... Oh wow, look how fucked up that battleship is. I'm going to send 2 of the battleships back to here. Just to help with that. And I'm not going to send the destroyers. I'm going to leave the destroyers up here for a little bit longer. Alright. Then my finances, let's go build more Marauders, or refit the Marauders. Alright. And double check these, the border patrols, we can get the rest of these. So those are all happy. Then I got these blockade ships, which I'm not really needing to blockade anybody right now. So let's go put... We'll send you guys back into port. Alright, here we go. Hopefully the British don't suddenly try to swarm through the Red Sea, although I think they've got bigger problems. I mean, even if I can't take the French, this is already a massive win, but I really want to take the French. But my biggest worry is I'm going to need more transports before I fight the French, because I can auto-resolve this, but that might be bad. Yeah, it's bad. I really don't want to... I don't want to risk losing my destroyers to some bullshit auto-resolve thing. So I'll just retreat them away, because I know I can't catch their destroyers. So I'll have to build something... Well, I'll wait on that, because the destroyers build quickly, so I can... We can see how all that goes later. And the new batch of destroyers are going to be pretty nasty, because they'll have double barrels on them. I might have been able to catch that guy, because he's already injured. Maybe he wasn't going full speed. That's a pretty nice... Was this a cruiser? That's a nice light cruiser. .27.5 knots, 8 5.9-inch guns. Alright, let's see what we have here. Alright, so... So this naval invasion is going to take 2 more turns, and that takes 4 more turns. So I will take you guys. Go put you over there. Let's go irritate France a little bit. France likes me way too much. I got the 50 destroyers just waiting. And you've got your 50 destroyers just waiting. So we'll assign those out in a little bit. What's the special machinery here? Advanced Shaft 3. It's better turning rate and engine repair. Yeah, probably ought to do that. We'll focus on that. You still with me, or you fall asleep? Oh, I think you fell asleep. That's okay. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, it went away for some reason. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. You were really quiet for a while. I was wondering if you'd fallen asleep or something.
No, I was talking. I was just when it wasn't registering.
Yeah, I couldn't hear
Oh well,
anything.
fixed it
Yeah.
now. It's fixed now.
Oh, all right. So we got that.
I was asking if you remembered back in the Japan campaign when you were first taking all of those little territories in China along the coast,
Yeah.
and you were waiting until the last minute to jump, the last few light cruisers in.
Yeah.
You won every single one of those invasions, even though they weren't 100%ers. I am wondering if there isn't some kind of a little hidden logic that says if you up it in that last moment, it really increases your odds.
I got really lucky.
Is that what we're going with?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I got really lucky because I've had other times where I've done that, and it just didn't work out at all. And I don't think I won every
Okay.
one of those because there were a few times that I had to redo it.
Yes, but those were the times where you didn't move ships in on the last turn.
Well, I was also moving in lots of ships in the last turn. But no, I mean moving ships in because in other games that I wasn't recording and stuff, there were times that moving the ships in didn't help.
Okay.
So I don't think it's a guaranteed thing. I think I just got really because it happened like 3 times.
Yep, like 3 times.
Yeah, and I probably had like 50-60% chance, and then I just moved in.
Yep.
But I moved in if I recall, I
Five
moved
light
in a lot.
cruisers.
Yeah, I moved in quite a bit. Now I do think that the tonnage you need, because sometimes is based on not just their port size and population, all that, but also how many enemies are in the area, and if the enemies leave, or if you sink ships, then that can affect it as well.
Definitely.
And I don't think it's a linear thing either. I think that so let's say you need 4,000 tons. Let's say you need 1,000 tons. And you have 1,000 tons of ships, and that gives you a 20% chance. Having another 1,000 tons might give you a 40% chance. I don't think that's the case. I think it goes up slowly to a point, and then it just spikes. But I'm not.
Whatever, and when they have ships that are resisting you, it just does absolutely insane things to the number.
Right.
Yeah, I want to say Brother Monroe tried to explain the math, on it a while back, and I just, kind of got glassy-eyed and, took a drink of coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really understand exactly what the math is. I just know that I think the troops they have in port affects it, the size of the port affects it, the population probably affects it, and how many ships and stuff. And then also, if I recall, well, no, that was probably too early. I think, because I know that there's a technology I got where destroyers give like a 15% invasion bonus or something like that. And I think light cruisers might have a... Let me see if I can find... if I can find something here. Let's see here. Research. Is it naval communications? Or is it maneuver warfare? Oh yeah, so there's a so like the cruiser scouting force gives you reconnaissance, escort power, and then invade power. I don't know if that's invasion on for a naval invasion, or if that's for hitting their transports. But
I think it sounds to me like it's invasion for naval invasion myself.
yeah, and so if I move in some light now, I don't know if this means that it just gives me 15% to the cruisers invade tonnage, or if it's 15% to everything. And so if it gives you 15% to everything, if I move a light cruiser in and I get 15 plus 15% from all of my battleships that are invading, that might be a big. And then ambush tactics, another 15% invade power.
That is a good question as to whether it's going to apply to everything or not, because if it applies to everything, does that mean you get a bonus, the 50% bonus, if you have only one light cruiser, or is it 15% for every light cruiser?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then again, if it's that way, it seems too strong. But if you go the other way and it's only 15% of your light cruiser tonnage, that almost feels too weak.
Yeah.
Of course, I guess when you start getting up there, if you got a 10,000 ton light cruiser and you've got 30 or 45% bonus to it, that can get sizable if you've got enough light cruisers.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how it, or maybe it's just having a light cruiser adds. I'm really not sure how the math works. But I know having a mix of light cruisers and battleships, or having a mix of ships, seems to help.
Yeah, it seems like the developers kind of want to make it to where, you've seen all of the different YouTubers. Can I beat this game using only destroyers? Can I beat it using only
Right.
battleships? I think they actually kind of want to slap that whole idea down.
Yeah, so I try to do a lot of combined arms. I go really heavy on the light cruisers, but France and the United States went to war.
Huh?
France and the U.S. went to war. That's interesting. All right, so here we go.
Means it's going to make America like you even more when you start kicking France.
Maybe. All right, so here's what we got. I bet if I fight, since there's only my one ship, I bet the two of them will actually try to fight me. And that's a $20,000 destroyer. All right. I'll be right back. I'm gonna run to the bathroom and grab a. I got enough drink left. I'll be right back. Give me just a minute.
All right.
problem is I don't know if one destroyer is going to be enough to take two of them. But we'll see. I bet they're
If they
going to fight
run
me,
from
though.
that, then it's like, you know, what's the point?
Yeah. Well, I think one of them's injured.
Is this that same two you've been chasing for the last 3 battles?
Yeah. Little bastards.
Come on, brave Sir Robin, stand up and fight. Stiff upper lip and all that. What?
They might still be running from me. I'm going to chase them for a little bit, just because I think one of them might have... Well, one of them's injured.
So he might be a little slower.
Yeah, so we're gaining.
Well, you know, as soon as it drops from times 10 to times 5.
Yep. Well, hopefully my radar will pick them up sooner than that. Oh, they're right up here.
There you go, dropping to 5.
No, I'm still sitting at 10.
Doesn't look like it for me.
Here's the times 10.
Was that times 30 then earlier?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. All right, so you drop from 30 to 10. Okay.
Yeah, they're really far away. I think I'm slowly gaining on them, but...
You have to be, yeah. Otherwise, you wouldn't have dropped speed times.
Yeah. Well, unless they decide to come towards me and then change their mind or running away again. So, like, it'd be battles like this that I just sort of skip over and wouldn't include, because stuff like this is just sort of dull.
Right.
Oh, I was thinking probably one of the reasons why streamers don't usually have people hang out in Discord with them is you probably have like 500 or 1,000 streamers. That's my dad again. I'll be right back.
Okay, great.
Well, now it's back up to the times 30, so I think they're getting away. So I'm just going to go ahead and say screw it. Yeah, they had plenty of fuel. It just wasn't going to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well.
Something for a moment. I'm going to need to mute here for just a minute.
Okay.
It is rolled, yeah, or 3. It has rolled past, into the 23rd here, and it's my daughter's birthday, so we're going to do a little bit of birthday present opening.
All right, well, right on.
All right, I'll be back in a bit.
Okay. I got... There we go. I took those over. That's good. I guess we'll get Northern Australia. Which I guess I don't have enough for Fiji yet. I'll send you boys over to here. Go help him out. And I will send Mr. Battleship over here. Alrighty. Is there any research that I still really need? Quality control, I'm not too worried about that. Explosives. TNT-3. No, I don't think I care about that one way or the other. Alright, so let's go redesign the Warhammers. Let's make sure we don't have any more of these to refit. $18.98, wow. Alright, so Warhammer. Let's view you. Alright, so how can we... How can we do this? Let's start with the basics. I need to have Conic 5, Hydro 2, and Radar. Get Super Heavies. Go High Capacity and Cap 2. Go Crump 4 Armor. turbines too. I don't know if that makes a difference. Holy shit, that makes a 500-ton difference. Well, I guess we're going forced. Alright, so these are 13.9s. These are Mark IIIs. Let's see how big of a difference these make. Alright, so you, at 15,000 meters, is a 3.6, and you're doing 3375. You're 3.8, and about 1,000 damage more. Alright, so let's see if we can... So 14.9, 14.9... So I can do these. So 26 it is. Let's go TNT 2. Alright. Oh, that's about as heavy we're gonna get. I don't know if I have enough tonnage for a bunch of these, do I? Well, that's not going to really work, is it? That's too many tons of... So I got to drop 200 tons. Oh, we can go full oil. Boom. $27 knots. Alright, there we go. Oh, that's perfect. Go save that up. Alright, hopefully this will be good enough. Well, I'm definitely starting to get tired. I probably ought to go to bed. I just realized how late it is. Can't believe I've been playing all night. I've been having a great time just hanging out. We'll start rebuilding these Warhammers. So I've got 200,000 tons. It's going to take a long time to refit, isn't it? $10 holy crap. Holy crap. Well, we're gonna take it kind of easy. All right, let's go. We're just completely disassembling the British Empire. think it's going to probably take me another turn of getting everything ready to fight the French, or another streaming session. So I'm probably going to wrap it up, because we've been going for pretty long anyway. And we're just never catching these guys. We're going to have to march into Singapore and just mess them up. So we'll go finish out this we'll finish out this turn, and then I think I'm gonna call it a night and go to bed, because I'm getting pretty tired. But I've had a great night tonight, and I've gotten some work done while I was playing, which is always nice. And I appreciate you guys joining me on this journey. This has been a lot of fun. I don't know if anybody's gonna watch the video this far through, but if you do, my hat's off to you. Let's go and retreat these guys, because we're never going to catch them anyway, because they're just going to run away. But no, this has been a nice adventure, and I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. So I will catch everybody next time. And hopefully my destroyers can run away pretty quick. And feel free to hang out with me. We'll do this journey together. We'll have a good time. Also, we're having a barbecue on Sunday at my computer store, so here in just a couple days. If you guys want to hang out, if you're here in the Oklahoma area, come on by, bring some meat, throw it on the grill, we'll have a good time. The Brooklyn, 3rd Armored Cruiser. .22 knots in 1895 is pretty good, actually. Let's see how my transports are doing. .178. I mean, we're getting there. It's gonna take a while. I think I can do one more Warhammer. I'll do one of the smaller ones. There we go. We're in good shape. So, 100%, they're doing good. 100%. We'll have the destroyers kind of hang out more over here. Do we have any other... This log doesn't show me what I want to see. So we've got that attack there, but that's not what I was talking about. I don't know where else I would... This Russia and China are fighting. That's a them problem. Alright, well, I'm gonna call it a night. Let's go save it. Game's starting to lag a little bit anyway, so I will catch everybody tomorrow. You guys have a great evening. Goodbye.